Have you ever wondered what an offended dog looks like? Well, you're in the right place to unravel the mysteries of canine behavior. Dogs, like us humans, experience a wide range of emotions and feelings. They're not just wagging tails and slobbery kisses, but complex creatures with their own language of emotions. It's a language that's expressed through body language, vocal sounds, and even subtle changes in behavior. Understanding this language is key to building a strong, healthy, and respectful bond with your four-legged companion. And yes, you heard right, dogs can feel offended too. Just as we humans do, dogs react when their feelings are hurt. And while they can't tell us in words, they show us in other ways. By knowing the signs of an offended dog, you can build a better relationship with your furry friend. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this fascinating topic in the upcoming segments. Dogs may not speak our language, but they have their way of expressing their feelings. Now let's delve deeper into understanding the concept of offended behavior in dogs. Yes, you heard it right, just like us humans. Dogs too can feel offended, and it's essential to recognize this to maintain a harmonious relationship with our furry friends. So, what exactly does it mean when we say a dog is offended? Well, dogs are sentient beings with a wide range of emotions, and they can feel offended when their personal space is invaded or when they are ignored. Just like how we feel upset when someone invades our privacy or doesn't value our presence, dogs experience similar emotions. Imagine this scenario. You're engrossed in your favorite TV show and your dog comes over wanting to play. You ignore your dog, brushing him off because you're too engrossed in the show. This could lead to your dog feeling overlooked and, yes, offended. Or consider another situation. Your dog is enjoying a peaceful nap, and suddenly, someone disturbs him. This invasion of personal space can upset your dog, making him feel offended. It's essential to remember that just like humans, every dog is unique, with its own personality and temperament. What might offend one dog might not bother another. Some dogs might be more sensitive, while others might be more tolerant of disturbances or being ignored. It's crucial to understand your dog's unique personality and respect their individual boundaries to avoid offending them. Understanding your dog's emotions and respecting their feelings is a vital part of building a strong, trusting relationship. It helps in creating a safe and comfortable environment for your dog where they feel loved and respected. This understanding also leads to better communication with your dog, making it easier to train them and creating a more profound bond. Remember, every dog is different, and what offends one might not offend another. You might be wondering, how do I know if my dog is offended? Well, there are several signs that your furry friend might exhibit when they are feeling upset or offended. Just like humans, dogs use body language and vocal cues to express their emotions. One of the most common signs that your dog might be offended is avoidance. If your dog seems to be avoiding you or other members of the household, it could be because they're feeling upset. This could mean they're choosing to stay in another room, refusing to make eye contact, or even turning their back to you. It's their way of saying, "I'm not happy with you right now." Another sign to watch out for is growling. While growling can sometimes be playful, it can also be a sign that your dog is feeling threatened or upset. If your dog is growling at you without any apparent reason, it might be their way of expressing their displeasure. Remember, it's crucial not to punish your dog for growling, as this is their way of communicating their discomfort. Instead, try to understand what might be causing this behavior. A less known but equally significant sign is showing the whites of their eyes, often referred to as whale eye. When a dog turns their head away but keeps their gaze fixed on you, showing the whites of their eyes, it's a clear sign that they're feeling uncomfortable or threatened. Your dog might also display stiffness in their body or tail. If your dog's body seems tense or their tail is held rigidly, it could be a sign that they're feeling offended. This rigidity is often accompanied by a fixed stare or even bared teeth, both of which signal that your dog is not in a good mood. Remember, these signs are not definitive proof that your dog is offended. They could also be signs of stress, fear, or even illness. So it's always a good idea to consult with a professional if you notice drastic changes in your dog's behavior. It's essential to pay attention to these signs, as they can help you understand your dog's feelings better. After all, understanding is the first step towards a happy and harmonious relationship with your furry friend. Let's take a look at a real-life example of a dog showing offended behavior. Meet Daisy, a 3-year-old golden retriever with a sunny disposition and a keen sensitivity to her surroundings. One day, Daisy's owner, Jane, noticed that Daisy seemed particularly aloof. Instead of her usual enthusiastic greeting, Daisy simply glanced at Jane and then turned away, showing her back. Jane, puzzled by Daisy's unusual behavior, thought back to what might have caused such a reaction. She remembered that earlier in the day, she'd been too busy with work to give Daisy her usual midday playtime. Could it be that Daisy was offended by the lack of attention? Intrigued, Jane decided to observe Daisy's behavior more closely. Over the next few hours, Daisy continued to show signs of being offended. She was less responsive to Jane's commands, avoided eye contact, and even seemed to sulk in the corner of the room. It was clear that Daisy was acting out of the ordinary, and Jane had a hunch that her missed playtime was to blame. To test her theory, Jane decided to offer Daisy her favorite toy, a squeaky rubber duck. Typically, the sight of the duck would send Daisy bounding over with glee, but this time Daisy barely gave the toy a second glance before turning her back once again. This was a clear sign to Jane that Daisy was indeed feeling neglected and, in her own way, expressing her displeasure. Jane realized that she had inadvertently hurt Daisy's feelings by neglecting their playtime. Understanding this, Jane took immediate steps to make amends. She sat down on the floor, called Daisy over in a gentle voice, and gave her the undivided attention she'd missed earlier in the day. Slowly but surely, Daisy's mood began to lift. By the end of the day, she was back to her old self, tail wagging and eyes shining with happiness. This case shows how understanding your dog's behavior can enhance your bond with them. It's a reminder that our canine companions have feelings too, and it's our responsibility as dog owners to recognize and respect those feelings. So, you've identified that your dog is offended. What next? First things first, it's vital to respect your dog's space. Dogs, just like humans, need their personal space, especially when they're feeling uncomfortable or upset. They may retreat to a specific spot, like their bed or a certain corner of the room. Let them have this time alone, and don't force interaction. They'll come to you when they're ready. Next, it's essential to avoid punishing your dog for showing signs of being offended. Punishment can often confuse dogs, and in this case, it could even exacerbate the situation. Instead, try to understand why your dog is upset. Did something happen that scared or startled them? Did a new person or animal invade their territory? Reflect on these possibilities and try to address the root cause of their discomfort. Now let's talk about positive reinforcement. This is a powerful tool in any dog owner's toolkit. When your dog begins to calm down and show signs of feeling better, reward them. This could be in the form of a treat, their favorite toy, or even just a loving pet or cuddle. By doing this, you're showing your dog that it's okay to feel upset sometimes, but also that it's good to recover from those feelings. But remember, every dog is different. What works for one might not work for another. It's always a good idea to consult with a professional dog behaviorist if you're unsure about how to handle your dog's behavior. And finally, patience is key. Dealing with an offended dog can be challenging, but it's important to remember that your dog isn't trying to give you a hard time. They're having a hard time. So stay calm, be patient, and try to understand what they're going through. Responding appropriately to an offended dog can prevent potential issues and strengthen your relationship. Let's recap what we've learned about recognizing an offended dog. We've delved into the fascinating world of canine behavior, unpacking the subtle signals that our four-legged friends use to communicate their displeasure. From displaying avoidance behavior, giving you the cold shoulder, to more overt signs like growling or showing their teeth, your dog has a variety of ways to express offense. We've also discussed how to respond appropriately to these signs of offense. Remember, it's crucial not to punish your dog for communicating its feelings. Instead, try to understand what might have caused the offense and create a safe, comforting environment for your dog. It's all about empathy and patience. The more we understand our dogs, the deeper our bond with them becomes. So keep observing, keep learning, and keep loving your furry companion. Remember, understanding your dog's feelings is key to a happy and healthy relationship. Now, you're better equipped to recognize and respond when your dog is feeling offended.